Hey there, friends. Welcome back to another Legally Armed America video. I'm, of course, Paul Glasgow here, the one and only truth pimp, dealing with you that vulgar display of logic and reason on a daily basis. Yeah, my scenery looks a little bit different today. A little bit better because I put out some really crappy videos over the last few days from Knoxville, Tennessee. At what? At G.O.A.L.S, Gun Owners of America's annual conference, if you want to call it that, for like-minded people regarding the Second Amendment. It's just an awesome thing. I mean, all the vendors out there, all the content creators. It's just a wonderful, wonderful thing. A great get-together. The conference will be in Des Moines, Iowa next year, rather than Knoxville, Tennessee this year. So look for that next year. I don't know the exact date yet. I don't know if they do, but as soon as it does come out, I will let you guys know. You know, it being in a different part of the country now might make it easier for somebody else to go to it. You know, moving more Midwest instead of being further on that south and east portion of the country. So hopefully more of you guys can go meet us next year. How was this year? Everything about it was awesome. Everything about it. Let me go. I'm going to make sure I get my list right here. Well, of course, all of the people that I partner with were over there. Durya was over there. Got to look at the new DY9Z. I want to make sure I get that model right. I think it's the Z. It's essentially going to be the same footprint of your 43X by Glock, and it will take the 43X magazines as well as the X-Tech magazines. I'm looking forward to that. The reason for that is, and I've said this so many times here on the channel, is that I'm a big fan of two different, well, I rotate out several pistols, but I'm a big fan of having two different footprints of a firearm to carry. So in my summer months, which is most of the hotter months down here in South Louisiana, I'll usually carry something in that P365/43X category, really narrow, somewhat easier to conceal, simply because I'm wearing either t-shirts, tighter fitting clothes, or less clothes actually, shorts and things like that, where it makes it a little, I don't want to say difficult, but a little bit more of a challenge to completely conceal a firearm. So I'm usually going to wear something that's a lot more slimline. Durya didn't have that leading into this show, and then they announced at this show, excuse me, the DY9Z. So that's going to be cool. That's going to fill that void right there, which again, that's going to be most of the time of year that I'm going to carry that. Of course, then you've got the DY9, which is essentially that Glock 19 footprint that I can wear throughout the rest of the year, which is what I normally carry, is the Glock 19, through those cooler and warmer months whenever you have baggier type clothing on and more clothing on. Well, this year it'll be the DY9Z in the summer and the DY9 during the cooler months. I'm looking forward to that. It was good to see my friends over there at Durya as well. Gideon Optics as well. They were all there. They had some cool new stuff out. Gideon's blowing up as well. I mean, these guys are doing really good. I think a lot of it has to do, you know, in the firearms industry, a lot of people, it's a copycat business just like any other business. So a lot of people have similar products. Not the same, but similar products. So I think what sets people like the Duryas apart and like the Gideons apart is the people that work there. You know, you build those relationships and you meet these people, and you find that they actually do want to engage with you and do want to talk to you. They're very friendly, knowledgeable people. That makes you want to deal with them. In other words, if you've got between company A and company B to choose from and they have similar products, I'm going to go with the ones that have cool people working there. Gideon and Durya both do that. Also, my friends, attorneys and retainers were there as well. Got to talk to Andy. It just a totally group of, let's see, James, Sarah. I want to make sure I don't leave anybody out. I know I'm leaving people out, and I feel so bad about that. Marlene, there's just a lot of really good people over there at Attorneys and Retainer. Andy, I'll probably be plugging him in soon to talk about a very hot topic. And this is, I think just me saying these words is going to probably set some of you off in the comment section, so I'm going to say it anyway. The P320. I've got questions regarding the allegations of carrying a P320. And I ran that by Andy while I was in the AOR booth over there, and I think he and I are going to plug in possibly this week to talk about, you know, what happens, what, you know, the what if some of those alleged things happen with the P320. So look for that video likely later on this week. What else? Oh gosh, my friends Johnny B, Jared with Guns and Gadgets, Anthony with Armed Scholar, Mike Mr. Guns and Gear, Sean We Like Shooting, John Patton Gun Collective, Clint, Kaya with Classic Firearms, Skinny Medic. I'm excited about Skinny Medic. I was on a panel with Skinny Medic, and not sure why I was on the panel totally. I know there was some firearms related stuff in there, but a lot of it was preparedness type stuff, emergency preparedness stuff, and more. And maybe because the topic is interesting, but we actually, and I thought the conversation would go this way. That's why I questioned why I was there, because I don't have a medical background. But I assumed it would go more into the medical side, which it did. A lot of discussion with people that are better trained and more formally trained than me. My knowledge is either self-gained or something that I sought out. I don't have any professional knowledge of how to use tourniquets, safety kits, or anything like that. Again, I've sought that out, but I don't have any formal training. And I'm happy to say that I followed Skinny Medic for a long time. I still do, obviously. And got a chance to talk to him. And I told him, I said, look, I've been wanting to include some more self-care type things, because a lot of us go to the range alone. We shoot alone, and we bring our kits with us. And so many kits are either set up wrong, or we don't know how to set them up. We haven't sought those people out. We don't know how to use more than half of the stuff in our kits, our trauma kits that we bring out there with us. And as I stated on the panel, when you can't wait to read the back of the label whenever you're knee deep in trauma, right? When somebody has been shot, cut, a car crash or something like that, that's not the time to educate yourself on what's in your safety kit, your trauma kit. So my thing is, I want to be a little bit more proactive on that. So talking to Skinny Medic, he and I are going to do some collabs on some videos that I can share with you guys, and we can look at more of the things in our med kits that maybe there's some stuff that's not as useful that we don't necessarily need taking up space in there. Maybe there's some things that aren't included in the med kit that you might buy. Plus, get some advice from him on which med kits to get. And more importantly, I think for me anyway, is proper use of a tourniquet. Having a tourniquet does not save your life. Learning how to use that tourniquet properly is how it's going to save your life. So look for those videos as well. He and I discussed that. I'll reach out to him later this week. We'll schedule something, and I'll let you guys know when that is going to come. Definitely excited for that, because that's going to be a lot of fun. Book signing. I was able to launch the book, Damn Liars, over there. Official title, Damn Liars, the new mass shooter, compliments of the media, politicians, and gun control activists. It's so weird because the book has been finished for a month, and just now people are putting eyeballs on it. The book signing, I was so humbled by you guys. It's truly a humbling experience when I get to meet a lot of you in person. It's even more humbling whenever you are willing to wait in a line to get my book. And that was huge. That made me feel, it hits me here, right? That was huge, and I really appreciate that. Thank you guys for doing that. Some of you I've gotten to know. Some of you I recognize the second, third, fourth time around. So that was neat to kind of like say, hey, you remember the people now, right? That's really cool. Again, totally humbling experience. The book, I'm anxious and nervous to see how it's received, because it's like anything else when you create something completely on your own, you don't know how it's going to be received. And up for the last month, up till now, I'm the only one who's read the book, Damn Liars. Of course, I approve of it, right? I'm happy with it. I'm curious what everybody else thinks. I tried to provide as much information in there to debunk some of these stupid lies by the wackos on the far left regarding the lies that they're making up, the intentional lies that they're making up. And I give you the ammunition, no pun intended, to debunk some of those things that the left will spit out at you, whether it's on social media or around the water cooler at work. There are things in there. So take the book. Don't be afraid to grab you a highlighter and mark that thing up. Keep it for notes. Write notes in the margin if you have to. But I think I provided enough information in there, along with links. There are footnotes in there as well that'll take you to the actual sources where I pulled some of these statistics and numbers that are debunking these lies out there. So it's going to be a real hard test for some of these wackos on the far left to actually argue or push back with you whenever you correct them, because you have the facts now. And of course, they never bring facts to the table. So it's one of those things. Regarding meeting people, and this is not anything less at anybody else, and Chris is probably watching this right now, one of the moderators, and it's always fun to see Chris. I don't know how many times Chris and I have run into each other, including the meet and greet that we had in South Carolina a few years ago. But I got to say this, Joseph and Amy, and you guys know who you are. I won't talk about any of your business. I don't, I know that it's private, but it's good seeing y'all again. Thank you for the gift. Amy made a gift for my son, and I really appreciate it. again, so humbling. Obviously, y'all know none of us expect that, but the fact that you bring us stuff, and others of you did too as well. But I'm just saying this was a really personal thing that Amy and Joseph brought, and Amy made it herself. I will just tell you guys, kind of at a high level, it was a gift for my son, and that I really appreciate that. So I want you guys to know I'm not good at receiving things or taking praise or whatever. So if I seem ungrateful, it's not that I'm ungrateful. I'm just not really good at processing stuff and showing my gratitude. It's not that I don't care or that I'm ungrateful. I'm just one of those people, probably a high functioning autistic, honestly, as far as not knowing how to express myself. You know, like the Will Ferrell in the movie Talladega Nights, you know, didn't know what to do with his hands. That's kind of like me in some of those cases. So I just wanted to make sure that I addressed this to Joseph and Amy in the video, that I'm very, very grateful for your gift. Thank you. And I just picked my son up, so I was able to show my son that I got it from you guys. And that was the greatest thing about getting home, seeing my son. I'll see my wife in a little while when she gets off of work. Let me make sure I don't have any other. No, I think I'm out. I think I'm done. This is all that I have for this video today. Mainly because I'm doing laundry right now, washing my clothes and getting things ready, and starting to look at what my video is going to be on tomorrow. So I typically will start doing my research in mid to late afternoons, rolling into the next day, and then start to produce the video. As you guys know, I like to put one out daily. So I'm not sure what the topic's going to be on this week yet. There's a lot of stuff kind of going on right now. I guess you guys did see that Trump is nationalizing, if that's the right word, the National Guard. That's not the right word, but he's bringing the National Guard into Washington, D.C. because of the high crime over there. I have mixed feelings about that. I know his intentions are right, but it's like anything else. Once you do something, the left, once they get back in power, will abuse it. So I just see there could be some misuse of what I understand why he's doing it. I'm not disagreeing with the initiative and why and the why of it. It's just that I got to think about it a little bit more to see if it's something that I can get completely on board with. Again, I do support the reasoning and the backing behind it, but I will say this. I mean, you're in a city run by Democrats. How much better will it get, right? I mean, can it really improve much? Maybe the presence of additional people and resources there, but buck's still stopping with them. And again, I don't want to get too much into it because my video may be on this tomorrow. The final thing I'll say about that is, who's paying for the National Guard? I say this genuinely. Hopefully I have that answer tomorrow, but who's paying for it? If the taxpayers are paying for the National Guard to help with crime in Washington, D.C., that's no different than the taxpayers paying for some kind of law enforcement, enforcement support in Chicago. I don't want to pay for Chicago's security any more than I want to pay for Washington, D.C. security. So again, I don't have that answer. I'm just putting it out there. I'll find out before tomorrow, though. A lot of things in play with Washington, D.C. being the District of Columbia and not an actual U.S. city, if you will, in one of the 50 states. So a lot of things at play here, and that's why it's a bit of a complicated issue here. I also think that there are some stories, some accusations going on regarding January 6th and the use of the National Guard as well. I'll address that as well. But thanks, guys. Again, those of you that I was able to meet at G.O.A.L.S in Knoxville, I appreciate that. Always good to see you guys. Again, a very humbling experience. Hope you guys enjoy the book. Those of you that got one, we had, I think it was 220 or 230 books that were distributed, and I signed every single one of them. So hopefully those of you that have the book, reach back out. Email me at paul@legallyarmedamerica.com. Let me know what you think of the book. Again, paul@legallyarmedamerica.com. Tell me what you think. If it sucked, tell me it sucked. But if you liked it, tell me what you liked about it. I actually was talking to Chad, who works on my website. I'm not really sure if I want to put the book on Amazon because it costs like $1 or $2 more on Amazon because they keep more money. They're taking some of your money. So it's not that I'm making less. It's just that you're paying more. So I'd rather you get it from damnliars.net. That's the website where it's for sale right now, which, by the way, those of you who purchased Damn Liars, that entire shipment of that pre-order went out today. So expect to see your book probably by the end of the week. Those of you that pre-ordered, there were several hundred pre-orders. And they did get shipped out this morning. So those of you that ordered one, just look for it. But yeah, I mean, I'm just curious what people think. Don't know if I'm gonna put it on Amazon. So I want to know I want to get some advice from you guys on, or at least some feedback rather, on what you thought of the book. we're probably, if we don't put it on Amazon, because Amazon does allow you to do reviews on there, I'll likely try to build something, or Chad will, on my website that will allow people to provide feedback. Again, if you think the book sucked, say the book sucked, tell me why. Same thing if you liked it. Right now that function is not available, so there's no way for people to provide feedback other than emailing me. So right now, email me, paul@legallyarmedamerica.com. What I may do is read some of the reviews online, so those of you that are reading it or have read it, if you want to put in your email, or you can text me. Remember the number, 202-869-2527. Again, 202-869-2527. You can either text, email at paul@legallyarmedamerica.com, and I'll likely read some of those reviews. Speaking of that phone number, I received so much feedback from you guys. It was overwhelming from that 202 number. So I'm going to pick one day a week, and it's probably going to make things a little bit easier on me because I won't have so much preparation for another video. But I'm probably going to play some of your voicemails, those that are clean, and I'll read some of your text messages that you send to that 202 number, because my number has been overwhelmed by you guys since last week whenever we announced this. So rather than including some of those in every video during the week, there's too much. So I'll just be picking one day a week. We'll come up with something crafty for the name of the show, and we'll just pick that one day a week and read feedback from you guys on there. It ought to be fun. I'll read the negative feedback too. You guys know I don't mind that. I like to address that as well. And I might even pluck some of the comments out of the comment section on YouTube as well, just to make the whole episode each week a little bit more fun. So look for that as well. And again, don't hesitate to provide that feedback on that 202 number or my email. Guys, I will see you tomorrow. Thank you once again for tuning in. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, share it. Make sure you're subscribed, because again, a lot of people, a very good friend of mine told me last week or the week before that in the last few months he's been unsubscribed a couple of times, and this is a person who is tech savvy, so he says, I'm not unsubscribing myself accidentally. Somebody's unsubscribing me. So got to check and make sure you're still subscribed. Click that bell so that whenever I put a video for a premiere out there or upload a video, it does send you an email notification, and that way you know I have put a video out. But fear not, because I try and am pretty successful at putting a video out every single day. I rarely miss a day. So if you don't get a notification, go look for the video, because there's likely a new one sitting out there. See you guys tomorrow.
I'm sorry, I thought this was America.
It's hanging around.